What's up, guys? I'm here with FalTac. It is a beautiful Monday morning, day after Easter, and I just got back from a successful gun show in Maine, and it is back to orders I go. I am cranking them out. I just got the shop cleaned, and well, mostly cleaned, and the lasers set back up, so everything from the gun show is back to where it needs to be. So I am back in production, which I did late last night, and I came back in early morning, and I'm cranking out orders. I have a few orders out right now. And I'm doing a kind of a cool build that I got a request for, and it was an in-person thing, and it was quite some time ago. But this is a Glock 34 with the RTI wheel, and I kind of think it's going to be a very cool combination. It's a floral pink and Tiffany blue pattern on the inside and black multicam on the outside, and I'm actually going to do it on the same piece of Kydex. Now, I have decided to use Tiffany blue for that. And I have it printing right now. It's going to have a black background with pink and blue flowers, which I think is going to be pretty cool, actually. And then I have to print the multicam. Now, here's the issue. I have learned, well, with trial and error, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just haven't discovered it yet. But I can't print top and bottom at the same time, because what happens is one sheet, the one that's closest to the heating element, just melts. So you got the one on the bottom that looks like this. This is just an example, tiger stripe, yada yada yada. And this is the one on the bottom that is not coming off whatsoever. So I'm gonna have to do one side and then let it cool and then press and do the other side. So I'm gonna work on that. But other than that, there's no hood, no bells and whistles, just the RTI on it. And luckily I have a 34 Pale Horse mold. So let's get going. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. And for those of you that are gonna ask, this is an EcoTank 2720 by Epson, and it's okay. It does its job. The only thing I don't like about it is it only does 8.5 by 11. So if I get a wide holster, like anything, like for example an FN with TLR1, it's not wide enough. So I actually have to print two pieces, line it up, and it is what it is. But that's what I have. That printer was like $340, $400, something like that. But the reason why I got it is the Sawgrass, the printer that is made for sublimation. One, it starts at like $800, and you have to use Sawgrass inks. So, and those inks are very expensive, but I guess you pay. You know, you want the quality, you pay for it. But if you play with the settings on this, it's actually pretty easy to get good quality prints. And like I said, though, 8.5 by 11. But what are you gonna do? Also, while it's on my memory, I just purchased from Pale Horse the new Canik MC9 meat. And so that will be up on my website for pre-order. And once it comes in, I'm going to offer, or I'll be making them. So I didn't get it with a light or anything like that. It's just the gun itself inside the waistband, but I get it taco style with no attachments on it, so I could go ahead and do other things for it. But I'm pretty sure you're going to only want inside the waistband for that, not like anything tactical. But anyway, so yeah, the Canik MC9 is on its way. I should see that in 2 to 3 weeks, but it's going to go up on pre-sale on my website soon for those holsters. And when it comes in, those holsters will be heading out because those orders are quick builds. And there's one, and then the black camo, the nighttime camo on the other side. It takes a while. And while that is printing, the first step is done. So black, pink, and Tiffany blue. Now to let it cool. Now, since that's still printing and I am waiting on it to finish, I went ahead and added a new product to the website, which is that Canik MC9, which now is available for pre-order. I was going to do it later on, but I figured since I have a couple minutes to wait for that to print, it is now live right on the homepage as soon as you go onto the website, Faltacunlimitedllc.com, and it's pre-order, and yeah, I cannot wait for the mold to get in. It's going to be awesome. But we have to block this mold right now, and it's just one simple blocking, and it is for this, the RTI 34. That is it. So let's put it on. And we're going to throw this right there. This particular instance, it would be easier to do a 33, but this gentleman is requesting a 34, which is no big deal. The reason why I'm saying it'd be easier is because we got a little bit of hang off. But we got the blocking for it right here. So we know that's going to go just right there. And what we're going to do is we are going to grab a piece of wood that fits right underneath that. Like so. And we gonna use our blue tape today. Square that up. And we don't want to be able to have the Kydex to go underneath it. Which is why you see that I intentionally do a little bit of tenting right here. I don't go underneath it. That's going to stop the Kydex from flowing under it during pressing. So let's cut that in half. And then same thing with this side. It's going to stop the Kydex from going under. And it sounds like the print is now done. So I can go ahead and we could reheat this guy to the other side. Yep, all done. Now what I've noticed is actually it comes out better when it's dry. So I'm going to go ahead and let it dry for a couple minutes before throwing it in. Well, there is definitely an art to sublimation, and it came out of the press. Actually, you saw it. You know, not a fan. It's obviously because I printed it on Tiffany blue. It came out with a blue tint. Now, in the sun, that's what it looks like. Both sides, extremely dull because, I mean, it still bleeds. But, yeah, no, I mean, like the camo looks great. The flowers look great, but I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it has a wicked blue tint to it. To fix this, I could do one of two things. I could print it on white, and if I do that, usually when you vac form it, it opens up so you see the pores where it didn't stain. I'm going to print it anyway, and I'm going to try it, which means I got to redo the flowers because I actually handmade these. And then, yeah, so I'm going to chalk this up as a major fail, although I'm going to keep this, and if somebody needs it, it will be for sale because there's nothing wrong with it other than it's very interesting. Another thing would be I could do dual layer, and generally when I do dark camo, I have it, or nighttime, it's on like a dark green or storm gray, and then this would have to be printed on white, so it's going to be two-tone. So looks like I'm going to order in that, but I'm going to try it on the white first. If I can't do it on the white, I'm going to order in .060. So I'm going to chalk this up as a major fail printing wise. Nothing mechanically was a failure. It was me. So I guess we learned something today. You know what? In all seriousness, I went ahead and finished the whole, well, somewhat. I just trimmed it and folded it. And like I said before, I'm going to chalk this up as a fail, but it's still actually kind of a pretty holster. Seriously, the light. There we go. It's still kind of a pretty holster. And then you got your floral on the inside, floral pattern, bam, right there. But what I'm gonna do is, I mean, I guess I'll keep it and try and sell it because there's nothing wrong with it. So this will accompany me to gun shows, or if you guys are interested in it, just shoot me an email or a comment. But I could add the RTI or Tech Lock, and that's how this is set up. But I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna print it on white, and I had the ideas. Why can't you do a lower temperature for a longer time. I have it at 390 degrees for 400 seconds. What if I do like 200 degrees for 500 seconds or something like that? You know, something where it doesn't really like burn into it, but it'll go. So I'm going to grab some scrap white and I'm going to try it again. And if that works, then if I could do sublimation at the same time, I think it would come out a lot better. But I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to do it on white to try it out, because white will have more vibrant colors. But then again, also the black will as well, or the darker of the colors. But in the sublimation world, whatever the lightest color is of your image is generally the background of the Kydex. You cannot print white. So in this case, doing a pink and light blue or Tiffany blue floral, I did it on Tiffany blue to put the pink on it, and you can see it came out pretty good. But the black just didn't really, it faded a lot. And generally when you wipe it with Rem oil, it brings the color out. But this is just, I think it's just too tinted blue. So, but it's still, it's beautiful though, if you'll see it in person. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do some stuff on white. So I guess this is part 1 of part 2 on how not to do this type. But it's all experimenting. You win some, you lose some. I figured share the knowledge. If you guys have any ideas, let me know, because I am not, by all means, a professional sublimation tech. But we'll try it on the next one. I'm going to film the whites, and I'm going to do a little trial and error, so you'll see that too. So stay tuned for part 2. But in the meantime, I'm still going to be knocking out some other orders because they need to go and... Bunk.